Hey, what's up? John Sonmez from SimpleProgrammer.com. So I am super excited for this interview. I have my good buddy here, Brandon Carter, Big Brandon Carter, as you might know him. Some of you have said, "Hey, when you went to that Elliot Hulse seminar, and then you met Brandon, you started talking different. You started making videos different, and you seem like you're trying to emulate him. And you know,
Mm,
I was, because he's a cool guy. Because I really appreciated seeing how his style in videos, and how I felt like I was holding back. And when I met Brandon
mm.
at that Elliot Hulse seminar, I was like, okay, this is I see he kind of opened up my eyes a little bit to just putting yourself even more out there than I was before. So
That's
you know,
awesome.
yeah, awesome. Well, welcome, Brandon. Thanks.
Oh
Thanks.
well, thank you, man. I appreciate that. That's a good that's a compliment, man. I appreciate that, man. I did that's something I wasn't aware of, man. That you copied off me, but it's all good. But it's all good. No, that's all that's cool, man. You know, it's good, man. There's enough cookie cutter fitness people, and if everyone's cookie cutter is ever the same, man, then how can you stand out? And some people are going to resonate with your style. So the more authentic you can be, like just the better, and I really think that's cool that you've embraced that.
Yeah, it's cool. There was a little bit of a, when I started changing my style, and the first time I said, said fuck, right? And I was like, what the hell, and so a bunch of people unsubscribed, but then I was like,
Yeah.
man, I need to be like Trump and polarize my audience. You know?
Oh man, Trump, man, yo, listen, he's good at that. He's good.
Yeah.
Hey man, I don't want to get off topic. I'm an independent voter. I'm not the Democrat or Republican.
Yeah, yeah.
I was hoping for I really liked the governor of Ohio. I keep forgetting this. John Kasich. Yeah, he was someone I was rooting for him, and but he's not really running for president, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what you want to talk about. If you want to talk about marketing or not?
Well, let's talk about for the people that don't know who you are. Like,
Yeah.
maybe you want to give an introduction on kind of what you do, and
Before we
what.
get into this Trump talk. Oh well, I go by the name of Brandon Carter. I am been a personal trainer for over 15 years. I no longer train people one-on-one. I developed a number of courses that I train people. I do, I have ebooks, and I have my own supplement line, Bro Laboratories.
There we
We
go.
make some of the best supplements probably of all time. Okay, I'm lying. They're really good. They're really good. But I'm not. We're not the Wright brothers over here. We make really good supplements. But we didn't really, the human body. We're not in here scientists with beakers. We make really good stuff. It's not. It is, but like you said, when you start being yourself and authentic, and people they want to support you. Like, man, because this guy's real, right? So I know my fan base will. They might go to us, even though come on. I mean, how different are a lot of supplements, right? Like, I mean, there's differences, but as far as good supplements go, like we're right there with good supplements. But because you give so much to your audience, when you give so much, they want it. Man, I want to buy the guys at I don't know, C4, the guy who's on C4 or a Cellcore, they're not answering my questions. They're not helping me accomplish my goals. They're just trying to. They're really just trying to say stuff. So that's the advantage of you being authentic, man. Because people will resonate with it. Some people won't, and that's cool. But the people who do will really want to support you, and So that's our business model. And so yeah, I started that company about 3 years ago. And it's grown pretty good. We have 8 employees who are in a small office in Manhattan. And you can't really tell because I keep a plain background in the back, because otherwise people would try to ask, "What's that, man? Where can I buy it?" Like I don't answer those questions. And but yeah, we in Manhattan, Upper West Side, and it's a lot of fun, man. We got 8 employees. It's real cool to give some young people some jobs, man. Somebody called me a sellout the other day, man.
A sellout? Why?
Yeah, I get that all the time. Man, this guy used to just give fitness advice. Now he just wants to sell stuff. But here's the thing, like, if it wasn't sustainable, if I couldn't do it full time, I
Yeah.
couldn't do it full time, so I wouldn't be able to help as many people. You understand what I'm saying? And
Oh yeah.
and I give these young people, these young guys. I'm 34, but everybody who works here is younger than me. I'll be able to create a nice living for them and give them actually create jobs for them. And we're hiring more people next year. If creating jobs for young people and helping more people accomplish their goals on a full-time basis makes me a sellout, then I'll take that. That's fine. You know, that's cool.
Yeah. No, yeah, I don't. I mean, people tell me that too, and it's like you're running a business, you got employees, it plus you got to make money so you can spread the word. Like, what good is it if you only reach like a small segment of people and you don't make any money and it's all free?
It's not sustainable.
Yeah, let's reach the world. Let's reach as many people as we can. We need employees. We need you got to have marketing dollars to be able to do that. So you got to make money. Yeah.
And there's a certain segment of population who just wants everything for free. They just want everything for free.
Yeah.
And that's cool. That's cool. But like, I don't know. As a man, I don't really want anyone to give me like free stuff. Like I want to earn it. You know what I'm saying? I want to feel like I earned it. I don't know if like LeBron James, he beat the Warriors, the Golden State Warriors. They had the best record in the NBA. He beat them to get a championship. That's something you can take pride in. It could be some high school kids. Well, was that something to be proud of? So like, he earned it, and I want to earn everything I get. And men, men give stuff they give stuff away to pretty girls, right? You want me to treat you like a pretty girl, or you want to earn your stuff,
I love it. That's what I'm going to tell people from now on.
Hey, you want to be pretty girl, but now,
like a pretty girl.
Now I'm gonna have to slap your ass and pull your hair. You don't want that.
No, it's true though. Like it's so true what you said though. That like I remember doing a video about how I don't want to win the lottery, and people are like, no, John, you're full of shit. I'm like, no, I'm not. I really don't, because I would not enjoy. I want to earn the money that I make. Like I enjoy the money. It's not just about the money. It's about earning it.
I feel the same way.
Yeah. I won't do steroids, and it's not because I have an ethical reason. It's because I want to earn the physique I got. I want to know I built that.
Exactly, man. You want to earn it, man. Like I was going to be on some TV show, and I was going to potentially win some money for being on the show. But I wasn't going to do it. I was going to give all that money away.
Yeah.
Even though I would have earned it, just still like I don't want money like that. I was literally going to give it all away to some charity or something, and because it didn't work out with the network, the contracts and stuff. But yeah, man, I didn't. The thought of someone just giving me money for nothing it's just makes me feel. I don't feel like a man.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you on that. I think a lot of people won't understand it until they get to the point where they're making enough money, where they realize that money is not the solution to your problem.
Exactly. You know what? I won't let people do stuff. You probably had this experience as an entrepreneur. I won't let people do stuff for me for free if it's really important, if it's something mission critical, and someone that, well, no, I'm paying you because I need to be able to like. When I pay for it, I'm in more control of the situation, and I can either get a refund or fire them or like set deadlines. But if somebody's doing it as a favor, well then I don't. And if it's critical, if it's something I really need, then I can't. I don't have as much control over the situation because they're doing me a favor, and they'll act accordingly. If it's some mission critical, I have to pay for it. I won't let someone do it for free. I found it out the hard way, initially.
Oh yeah, that's great advice, actually. Yeah, I totally agree with that. And a lot of times I'll insist on paying someone that wants to do something for free, just because what you said, you have control, and then now you've got, it's not you don't feel bad when you lean on them, right?
Exactly.
So
yeah, exactly. And like stuff like supplements literally cost money to make and manufacture, and we don't have like crazy margins. Like it's weird to me. It's like, was Steve Jobs a sellout for selling you iPhones? Like, this is a physical product. It costs money to manufacture, and even the artist who made the label had to get paid. It's just weird. Like, does anybody give you stuff for free? We do YouTube videos for free. We do have free content and like cheap stuff, and we give away free stuff, lead magnets, things like that. Give away tons of free stuff, but some things actually cost money to create, like, you know, this thing, cost of goods, cost of goods, you know, like, and I don't know, it's just that whole mindset. I mean, I get it, I guess, because I used to be a freeloading loser myself. And so I get it, but like I hope the sooner you can evolve, not you, but like the people, the sooner you can evolve out of that mindset of wanting handouts or people to get, then the sooner you can really be in charge of your own destiny. Because when you start paying for stuff, you're in charge of your own destiny, and you take it more seriously, John.
Yeah.
When I went to college, my dad was a hustler, right? I'm from Chicago, you know. He was a hustler, so he would go every semester. He'd say, "Brandon, how much is your tuition this semester?" I'm like, "Same as last semester, Dad." And then he was all right, and he would go out, you know, in the streets and get it, you know. And so I was fortunate enough to not have to pay for my own college. But the kids who did pay for their college, they took it so much more seriously than I did.
Yeah.
The more you pay, the more you pay attention. Like you invest, you made no investment when the stuff for free. I've given out I have a great ebook called, it's free. It's called Simple Shredded Solution, about getting shredded, getting ripped. And over 100,000 people have downloaded it. But I don't get 100,000 testimonials or before and afters because some people didn't even read it, you know? Or like when someone gives you a free program, you know, sometimes your friends give you free, you don't always go through it. Right. But if I buy it, I go through it. So I benefit from having paid. The more you pay, the more you pay attention.
Oh yeah, yeah. I went to Tony Robbins' Date with Destiny seminar last year, and it cost me $5,000 for a ticket.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
You better believe when he gave me that notebook and I was there at that, I was like, he was like, "Are you gonna play all in?" I'm like, "I'm playing all in, dude. I just paid you $5 grand. I'm doing every exercise you say, right?" I got a lot more out of that. If I had paid $500 to go to that, I wouldn't have gotten nearly as much out of it. So
yeah, man, yeah, and it's like, but there's still, we do free stuff. We do free workouts every summer in Central Park. 100% free boot camps for people, and we train them free, and it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it because not everybody has the money, you know. People don't have it yet, you know, in whatever situation they're in, and that's cool. We have a lot of stuff for them, but for your business to be sustainable, you have to charge. It has to be sustainable. And once it is, you can reach so many more people, you know. Then you start paying for advertising, and you can just, you can't have a biggest impact if you're just giving everything away for free.
Yeah, no, I'm totally with you. Yeah, I've always said that I kind of give away about 90% of what I do for free, and I charge for 10%.
Yeah,
I charge premium for the 10%. But I create a lot of YouTube videos. You create a lot of YouTube videos. You do a lot of free stuff, but
yeah, man,
you gotta make some money here.
Yeah, and the people complaining should be happy. Even if they don't buy stuff, they're happy that you have stuff to sell, because the people who buy your stuff subsidize the people who don't.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they should be happy you have stuff to sell, even if they don't buy it, because that way they can still get free stuff and take advantage of it, you know?
Yeah, it's funny whenever I get some of those emails sometimes, like, "Stop sending me so much spam email and trying to sell me stuff." And I'm like, "Look, here's the thing. Like, I'm gonna sell stuff. It's a business, but you could just mooch off of me for free. Like, you just watch all the videos, you just delete the emails and get all the free stuff. Take all the free stuff. Do it."
It's not spam if you signed up for a list. Like, people use that word out of context. If you literally put your email in, it's not spam. Like literally. Yeah. But whatever.
That's the running a business. for those listening, watching that this is the thing. You're gonna have to face as an entrepreneur, because you get to this point, and then you get hate. People hate on you. They get envious. They get jealous.
Yeah. I mean, they do stuff for money too, though. Like, let's not get all high and mighty. They're at there. They go to a job every day. They do stuff for money, and a lot of times it's not stuff that they love. It's not something they do. They're literally only doing it for money. They wouldn't do it for free. Like, we would do this stuff for free, you know? And we did for a certain amount of time before it was lucrative. They wouldn't go to that job for free. They're the real sellouts. They're the real sellouts, man. Because they're seriously
YouTube videos while they're getting paid.
Seriously, they're the real sellouts, because they wouldn't do it for free, you know? And like, they wouldn't go to that job for free. We did this for free for a long. I was working 2 jobs. I was working for my buddy's moving company, man, and I was working at my other buddy's restaurant. I was the weekend manager, so I was working 7 days a week. and training people on the side while building my YouTube and my fitness business. I was doing it for free. Like, this is years of me doing it for free. And I would have kept doing it for free. I wouldn't have had to reach. But if it never became profitable, I would do, because I do enjoy helping people accomplish their goals.
Right.
And I wouldn't go to those jobs for free though. I was a sellout when I was going to them jobs for free. That's when I was the real sellout, because I wouldn't have managed this restaurant for no money.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree with you. So
man, that was a good point, John. I really did a good job with that one, man. I really did a good job with that. Let's take a minute to acknowledge what I just did. Let's take a minute to acknowledge that. Okay, I'm sorry. Continue.
Yeah, I knew whatever we talked about was going to be entertaining, you know. So, at least it is for me and you. So, you know.
Yeah, no one else likes it, we do, man. So that's cool. We do it for free. Like I say, we do it for free.
Exactly. Yeah, this is free. I want to talk about books some, because that was one of the interesting things when we were at Elliot's thing. Is we were comparing book lists. We had our Audible, and then we're like, oh man, yeah. We had like very much the same book. So what's some books that you've read recently that you've liked?
I'm about to grab some. I have a bookshelf here. Okay, here's just a few. I read 2 books a week guys. Like, I've been doing that for 10 years. I took a speed reading course when I was younger, and I got my reading speed up to 600 words per minute. But so here's one I like a lot. Triggers.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, it's basically it's about why people basically the triggers that cause you to do things that maybe you don't want to do, or cause you not to do the things that you do want to do. He said something real, and how to change that, and how to change. This is basically a behavioral scientist, and it's about how to change human behavior. That's why it covers the leopard changing its stripes, because like the saying goes, a leopard can't change the stripes. And the way he broke it down, he said something real deep in here. In one of the nuggets, he said, self-discipline is different than self-control. Meaning self-discipline is making yourself do what you're supposed to do, right? I've heard Brian Tracy describe discipline as doing what you're supposed to do, when you're supposed to do it, whether you feel like it or not. Yeah. Right? So that's discipline. But he said self-control, this guy said self-control is being able to stop yourself from doing what you're not supposed to do.
Okay.
And he said, so basically, some people can be good at one. If they're good at one, they're usually not so good at the other.
Right.
I'm good. I'm pretty, I can be more disciplined, but that's probably one of my strong points. But self-control is one of my weak points. So that was cool. These 2 books, both of them, Obstacles the Way and Ego is the Enemy.
Okay.
I mean, these are like, I think these are going to make it to my top 10. Like, so they're going to knock some out of my top 10 all the time. And I like it so much, I actually interviewed the author, like Ryan Holiday. I posted a video the other day with Ryan Holiday.
Nice.
Yeah, man, he's really good. He just released a new book I haven't read yet.
Yeah, I've got it on my Kindle. I got the notification that it just came out.
He sent me advanced copy. I got the only hard. Ain't nobody got. I'm the only one with a floppy, man, and with a floppy copy. And so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I got Obstacles Away is one of my top books of all time. I've listened to the audio version like 5 times. I was a little bit disappointed with Ego's the Enemy, because it wasn't as powerful. Like, there was good stuff in there. To me, it wasn't, I don't know. I didn't feel like I agreed with it quite as much. I felt like there had to, I don't know. I kind of feel like there has to be a little bit ego, like the classic arguments that everyone kind of threw at him. I was kind of in that group. But Obstacle, I was absolutely that's such a great book.
No, that's interesting, because I felt the same way about Obstacle. Like, I think it was really, Meditations was on my top 10 list by Marcus Aurelius, and I think and that's the source material for this, right? Like
exactly.
But I think I'm replacing. I think on my top 10, if I make that video again, or that blog post, I think I'm going to replace Meditations with Obstacles Away. But listen, man, Ego's Enemy, I actually thought it was better, and maybe, here's the thing, maybe ego is not a bigger problem for you as it is for me. So maybe you need some, but maybe it hasn't been as detrimental. You seem like a pretty level-headed guy, as where I am a maniac. So I could see. So for me, it was like a lot of cautionary tales, and I was like, I saw a lot of them. I think it resonated with me more because I needed to hear it, and maybe you didn't. That's just a hypothesis.
That's what happens with books, right? One person says this is the most awesome book ever, and it just depends on it. Sometimes it's just even yourself. The timing at which you read a book makes a huge difference at the point in your life. So yeah, I could see that.
For instance, like I'm taking a digital marketing course, right? Because I'm always taking courses. I'm always taking classes. I like to be enrolled in one like class.
Yeah.
All year, right? So I'm taking 2 weeks. I'm taking a digital marketing course. Now I teach digital marketing courses, but I thought, man, if there's one thing I learned, then this would be worth it. So it's a 10-week course, and I'm in there. You know when you go to those seminars and there's that one guy who's trying to prove how smart he is in the comments. That one, like he's not asking questions. He's like saying comments. Oh yeah, and that's like when there's always that guy. There's always at least one of them.
I've been that guy once or twice.
Yeah. I go out of my way not to be that guy.
Yeah.
But it's been really hard.
Yeah.
In this class because I actually teach the shit that they're teaching, and so I don't know if that's right. I don't know if I agree with her. So it's like been a real exercise of ego for me to just be quiet and not answer all the questions, right? Like let the other students answer questions or let them even think about it or like answer the questions wrong. And they say, hey, who knows what retargeting is? And I'm like, because that same day I actually taught in my business mastermind retargeting, and I'm like, ego's the enemy, you know what I'm saying? So I think it just came to me at the right time. And,
okay.
I don't want to take up too much time with my books. I want to hear what yours are. But so the Winner Effect, this was one of my buddies who's actually a neuroscientist.
Okay, I haven't seen that one. Let me add that to my list.
It really. This is another book that you might not need it as bad as me, but it just talked about basically how winning or being successful actually it boosts testosterone, like literally boosts your testosterone levels and increase dopamine levels. And that's good. It sounds great, but there's a downside. It makes you take more risk. It makes you act a little crazier, and it literally changes your brain. And this is why you see like some powerful people. It almost seems like there's some powerful people. You ever meet some guy who's like, and he seems a little off, like kind of like he's not in touch with reality, and not in a good way,
Right.
That's how you end up with Steve Jobs parking in the handicap spot and driving around with no license plate, right? Just because I'm a fucking winner, I'm the man, like that's kind of. So it's similar to this, but I think that's another reason I like this so much because I read this one first.
I see. Okay.
Does that make sense? And this is more of a science behind it, and this kind of just drove it in. But it talked about the good stuff too, so it wasn't like all bad. It was good and bad. It was good, but it was also some cautionary tales. And I read it like I was in Italy for a week, and I read this shit like 3 times in Italy. And I think you suggested this to me.
Yeah, I did. Yep.
Yeah. So this is one of so I've read this a bunch of times already. So I want to thank you. You know what I'm saying? Like 80 Rules. Yeah, this is one you told me to get. So I really love like that. This is the best book I read last year, probably.
Oh yeah, that's a great book. I read that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Then there's Start With Why by Simon.
I've got that on my list. I haven't read that one yet.
All his books. Now here's the thing. It doesn't have to be this long. Like his books, his theories are great, but they're way longer than they need to be. But he has another good book on leadership called Leaders Eat Last. Again, It doesn't have to be that long, but it's very good. And then there's the E-Myth. I read this again this year, right? Because but it's really really good. And
especially if you grew 8 employees, that's a perfect book for growing, right?
Yeah, we need it because we can. It's like if you have how do I put this? If you have let's say you have 2 parents with Zika, right? And they keep having kids. They're gonna keep having Zika babies, right? It's like you got to get those kids healthy before you got to get those parents healthy before they can keep having kids, right?
Right.
So we have to give our business healthy before we scale. And that's why I reread the E-Myth, you know, because I don't want to scale out of control. I don't want to keep giving birth to Zika babies, meaning, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't know if that's it. And this is really good. I read this year. I just randomly picked this up in the bookstore, man. It was awesome. Practical Irrationality.
Okay, I think I've read that one.
You might have.
Yeah.
What have been some of yours? I probably spent too long doing that. What were some of yours this year?
No, that was good. Those are good. I'm trying to think. Let's see some of the latest ones. I started doing reviews now on YouTube. I know just every time I read a book. Oh, you know, so the I read Be Obsessed or Be Average. Grant Cardone's new one.
Do you like it? I have it. Sorry, I went to pick. I have it. I just bought this the other day.
Oh, it's awesome. It's basically like the 10x rule on steroids. It's like he's like, I didn't kick you in the nuts enough when I wrote 10x rule. So let me just kick you some more, like, and get you going. Because he's just like, he basically says, no, screw what I said in 10x rule. You got to go balls to the wall. Forget, like, you know, you just be obsessed. I don't care if people call you ADHD, obsessive compulsive, whatever. Go for it. And I really like that.
That resonates with me. That resonates with me, man. Like because I like him because he sounds like a maniac, you know, and I like that. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I think there's just not enough people like Grant Cardone that are giving that message, because so many people want. It's not a popular message that you're going to have to work your ass off, right? And so people want to know how they can become an entrepreneur or make money without working their ass off. And he's honest. He's like, no, you're going to have to bust your ass. Like, it's going to be way harder than you think, but you can do it, you know.
That's the problem, you know, like all the people who work here are young. And when I think they think it's just going to be models and, you know, private jets and just fun. You know, we're going to do cool shit all the time. And then I think they're a little disheartened when they find out that you're going to be working. It's going to be boring. Like, a lot of it's going to be boring. Like, it's not even like, even when I worked construction environment, like, at least that wasn't boring, right? A lot of stuff you got to do was fucking boring. And I think young people have a hard time dealing with boredom, man. I think it's just gonna, like, it's not even like the difficulty of it or the hardness of it or even the duration. It's the fact that it's boring. Like, they're so used to their phones and these dopamine rushes that they get from notifications that being bored is like kryptonite to young people.
Yeah. And I always tell people, I'm like, I'm not the smartest guy. I'm not the best looking guy. I'm not the, you know, whatever. But you know what? I know how to grind. That's what I can do. Like, you tell me, like, fucking do this thing, John, and I will just grind out for years. You know what I mean? That's what it takes. You know, I can do that. So
I used to know this drug dealer. It's a bad example, but he was the most successful drug dealer I know. I mean, and I knew. Sorry, not know. You know, I come from a bad background, but I remember what I remember about him was his work ethic. He's like, yo, I don't have. He was like, hey man, I ain't got the best product. I ain't the best salesman, but ain't nobody gonna stay outside longer than me. Like me stay outside on the corner, you know, and I'm not advocating selling drugs, right? But I'm just saying, man, he's just in that's something I never remembered. So I mean, I never forgot. So even when I'm like, I still say that, like, man, I'll stay outside longer there, even though I'm doing everything legal. It's just that mentality, that hustler mentality, you know, like going for it, you know, it was ingrained in me from a young age.
Yeah. I saw Will Smith. He did this interview, and he's like, you know, I'll tell you one thing. If you and me get on a treadmill, he's like, I think he said, like, you might be smarter than me, whatever. You and me get on a treadmill, I'll tell you what. You're either getting off first or I'm dying. I'll die on that treadmill. And that's what it takes. That's the mentality. You know, you got to have that.
Yeah, and it's not for everybody. Like, so I don't like, some people will actually be a lot happier not being entrepreneurs. Just right. This kid, you know, he's a young guy. He said, man, entrepreneurs, I don't understand why everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. I was like, I totally get it, because it's hard as hell. And you have to be the leader. The leader should be working harder than everyone. You know, like when those birds fly in the V formation, it makes it easier for the other birds, because the one in front is working the hardest, and they can follow like his the wind or whatever, man. Makes it easier for the other birds, but he's in front and he's leading. He's also working hard. The leader should work the hardest. So that's why, it's easier to just show up this months I don't get paid here. Like if we're like investing and stuff,
Oh
there's
yeah.
3 months in a row we didn't get paid, but I made sure everyone else got paid. You know,
Exactly.
that's why they don't do it, because that's why. It's like, so I'm saying it's not for everyone. Like I don't want you to think. I think this entrepreneur thing is getting oversold a little bit. Like it's just and I don't think it's for everybody. I don't think it'll make everyone happy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I totally agree.
Yeah. What's the other book?
On the leadership. Oh, so I finally read Extreme Ownership.
Oh, nice. You know, I had that in here. I gave it to my buddy. But yeah,
that's a good one. It's got good stories from Iraq. For two Navy SEALs wrote it basically. It's all about it's about leadership, like you just talked about, where like the lead, like no matter what happens, you are responsible. You take 100% responsibility. It's no one's fault but yours, and you work harder than everyone else, and that's what a real leader has to do.
I love it. Yeah. That's a great book. I actually gave it to one of my buddies, man. Oh, he's starting a business now, and yeah.
Let's see. I got. I finally read The Hero with 1,000 Faces, and it was tough. I don't know. I don't know.
I never read that.
It's Joseph Campbell's kind of.
I can't read his work.
It's hard to digest, man. A lot of people rave about it, but I got some out of it, but I don't know. I don't know if it was worth the time.
Yeah, it's hard. Books that are written too long ago sometimes are hard to read, except for like Think and Grow Rich is pretty easy to read. My favorite book of all time is How to Win Friends and Influence People. That's an old book, but it's easy to read.
That's my number one. Yeah.
Is that your number one? That's my number one too.
Yeah, that's my number one book.
So everybody knows that about me. And one of the girls, we took her to we took a bunch of girls with us to the Olympia, so we had girls passing out our pre-workout. And one of them, she was so grateful, man. She gave me this version of How to Win Friends and Influence People, and she said it to me, it's like a Bible. It was like a Bible. It was like, it's just the coolest gift ever, And it's like so I just keep this out front, man. So I don't know, man. I thought it was a cool gift. It's just my favorite book.
Yeah, that's been my top book. I listen to the audio version of that book twice a year.
Nice.
Just to keep it, and I always get something from it, right?
Oh, always.
Oh, I got a good one. Here's some of the. I'll give you. I do like 2 to 3 a week too. So
nice.
I won't give you all of them, but some of the ones that really stuck out that were surprising. How to Fail at Almost Everything.
It's so good. This one of the books is so good. I haven't publicly talked about it because I don't want my goddamn. There's some people that I hate, but I know they watch my stuff and they copy off me, so I didn't want them to know about this gem. But I'm glad. But I love it. I love that book. It's that good. It's that good.
Yeah, it's odd. I had no idea. Scott Adams, right? I picked up the book and I was like, oh, the guy that made Dilbert, and he's awesome. He just is awesome. He wrote another really good book that's sort of it's called God's Debris, and it's
I have it. I haven't read it. Is it good?
Oh, it's great. It's crazy. It's just like this mind-baking book. It's
I bought that and the sequel. I just haven't read it.
Let's see what other one that stuck out that was really good. What I read? What? Okay, so I did that Grant Cardone, the 10X rule. I did a book review on that, right? On YouTube, and some guy was like, hey, I kind of liked Grant Cardone until I found out he was a Scientologist. Now I think everything he says must be crap. So I had the opposite reaction. I was like, oh, that's interesting. I didn't know he was a Scientologist. So what I did was I said, well, I'm going to go read Dianetics, because I had the opposite effect, right? I was like, if someone who's this smart and like this successful is a Scientologist, not that I'm going to become a Scientologist, but I want to know what he must have gotten some value out of this. And so I read Dianetics, and it was actually pretty good. Like it's a little bit, a little bit strange, but it's.
I mean, what's the name? You can't. Listen. I believe Scientology as a religion is no crazier than any of the other religions. Like, I'm an atheist, so full disclosure, I think they're all equally crazy. Like I don't see it as any crazier than the. Do you ever read the Bible from front to back? I read the Bible from front to back. It's not, and I know I've read some psychology stuff. Like there was a, once I went up in there, what the hell these motherfuckers, what these buggers talking about, and they gave me. I was like, okay, all right, this wasn't for me anyway. I just kind of wanted to see what they were on, like I just wanted more. They were being demonized so much that I wanted to just hear it. I was like, yeah, that's crazy, but it's not crazier than whatever. It's not crazier than
there's a lot.
any other religion.
Yeah.
The Bible is dark, man. That's a dark book. So in the Old Testament. Whew.
But you know what I one that I thought was going to be good. You're familiar with Persuasion, Robert Cialdini's book.
Yeah.
Right? So Persuasion, he came out with a new book. It wasn't that great. It was like there was some gems in it, but
I had it around here somewhere. Yeah.
It wasn't as good. So
it wasn't as, influence is top 5 for me.
Yeah, influence. That's what I meant.
This is one of my top 5. But Persuasion
top 5. Yeah.
Persuasion was. Sorry, I'm knocking stuff over. It was fine, but it's like I think it's just the standard is just so high for like I don't think to come out with another influence. But I pre-ordered that joint and I got it in Yeah, I get what you're saying. It was, I got some stuff out of it though.
Yeah, there was a few things I think I didn't like I hate to be negative, but at the end he really tried to justify the case for not using this for bad, and I just felt like that, just throw
He
just
probably
be more like Robert Greene and just say whatever you do with this, just what you do with it.
Yeah, it's like a knife, right? A knife can be used to go on a stabbing spree, or you can use it to cut food that you cook for the homeless, right? The tool is not good or bad, right? It's how you use it.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I think those are the main ones that I picked up.
Oh, there's another one more.
Okay,
I got one more. And full disclosure, I'm friends with the author, but it's really good, man.
I watched your interview. I'm reading through it right now, actually.
I liked it, man. Just like help you think about stuff differently, and it's cool, man. It's a good book. It's a good book. Yeah. That's about all I can think of right now. But okay. Right. This is another one I ain't told. I'm about to drop a gem on you, man, because I didn't want my competitors, my enemies, and my haters to hear this, but it's really good. Never Split the Difference.
Never Split the Difference.
Okay. It's a book about negotiating, written by an FBI hostage negotiator.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, it is really, really good. It's like a paradigm shift of how you negotiate. Yeah.
All right, I'm adding that to my good. I'm glad that we had this talk because now my book list is getting refreshed here.
Nice. On Saturday we can compare some more, man, because we might be boring the listeners with all this book shit.
Yeah. So I guess we should probably wrap up here, but I want to I definitely want to give you a chance to, well, first of all, we didn't even mention your YouTube. Let's, I'll put a link out here. We'll put a subscribe link, wherever to subscribe to Brandon's channel. You've got 600,000 subscribers.
Close. It'll be, depending on when you post this, it'll be 600,000. Last time I checked, it was 500. No. 500. It was real close. I'm 10,000 away from 600,000 or something. Nice. Nah, listen, I'm like 1,000 away from 600,000. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Last time we talked, I think I was at maybe under 10,000, and now just creeping up on 50. So I'm.
Yo, man, congratulations! Congratulations, man! Congratulations. How many videos do you have?
I have almost 1,000 videos now.
Up?
Yeah, I do 2 to 3 a day.
Holy shit! Yeah, that's when I was really growing. I was doing 2 a day.
Yep.
I was doing 6 and 6.
In fact, you know what? We had this talk. In fact, you're kind of the one who got me doing this, actually, honestly, because we were talking about it, and I remember I was asking you about video frequency, if you could do too many, and you were telling me that you did 2 or 3 a day. Yeah. And so then I gave it a shot, and it's really helped me grow a lot.
Oh, that's cool, man. Cause it's a different strategy. Like other guys I know, they get so obsessed with their views, man. I posted a video when they're just obsessed with views, and that's cool. But that means every video, if you do it once or twice a week, that means everyone has to be a home run. Not meaning, and that doesn't mean the quality, right? Because sometimes you never know why a video is going to get like, you know, 100,000, 200,000. You never know. Like there's been videos that I fucking planned. I thought, man, this is gonna go viral, and it didn't. And there's been videos that there was one video in particular I didn't even want to post.
Yep.
And then it went like literally viral. The first week it got 14 million hits on Facebook. I didn't even want to post it. You know what I'm saying? So you never really know. So
yeah, I thought your Trump video was going to go viral. I saw that. I was like, oh, that shit's going to take off, and it didn't. I couldn't believe that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put a link here. I'm gonna put a link here when we edit this for this. You gotta, guys, you gotta see this. Brandon rapping a Trump. Yeah, from the sex tape. Oh, it's great. But yeah, you never know. You don't know. You know. So.
Yeah, man. You never know, man. It's you never know. So you read the book called The Long Tail?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so like I take a long tail strategy. So I'd rather have a bunch of videos, even if they only get like, you know, a few views, like over that long tail is gonna be, you know, it's not. Some guys want every video to be a fucking blockbuster, and I'm just like, I try to make I keep the quality high. I try to keep the quality high,
yeah.
Whether it's production or content, you know. But if it doesn't, like the Trump video, it didn't go viral, right? And okay, I tried, but it's still, you know, it's going to get views over time. And with your strategy, you might like look back like a year and some video you overlooked, and like, damn, how did this get so many views? You know, so this is a different strategy. I'm not saying one better. I had some guys who post, you know, once or twice a month, but each one gets, you know, 100, 200,000 views, and that's a strategy. But you know, I know I'm gonna get. Let's say I get 20,000 views, because if you post that frequently, the view count is just not gonna be as high. It's just not gonna be as high, and that's cool, because I know I'm gonna get, you know, over the course of the week, I'll get a ton of views, you know, because even if they only get 15,000 each video, or 10,000, let's say like on the low end they get 10,000 views, well that's still 100,000 if I post, you know what I'm saying, if I post 10 videos.
Yeah, no, yeah, I agree. I've always thought that, you know, the one strategy that will always work, regardless of, like, if you don't have whatever you're doing, is just to be prolific as hell. Because if you're super prolific, like you're gonna improve because of just repetition of how much you're doing something. And that long tail, like you said, like you're going to, and it gives you such a stable base. It's like some of those people that do like one video a month, their stuff is spiky, right?
Yeah.
Whereas like me and you, we've got a lot of videos, so it's like it's stable, right? It just slowly climbs and climbs and climbs, and that's nothing is taking that down, because you're not relying on 2 or 3 videos that are bringing in everything.
Yeah, man. And if you get your yeah, man, yeah, it's dope. Yeah.
All right, I guess we better wrap this up for real, but yeah, thanks, Brandon. We threw a curveball. I bet everyone's like, oh, they're gonna talk about fitness, and we talked about books. So
that's what we started geeking out over, and we both got excited over books. You know?
they're looking at this video of like people have never seen this before. Like there's these 2 buff guys, and they talk about books.
That's the appropriate response to, you know, that's what I get all the time, because I'm walking around with a tank top all the time. Yeah. And then like even when I pull out the book on the train, people look like like I get that look, but it's whatever.
Yeah. All right, man. It was a good time. Again, check out Brandon's YouTube channel. Subscribe. Check out the Trump video. and the Renegade Summit. You're gonna have, it'll be too late, I think, by the time this video airs, for people to go to LA. I'm gonna be going to that one. Nice. But you're going to like what, Amsterdam,
France, London, Toronto, San Francisco. We just did New York, and we're doing LA this weekend, and it's been amazing.
Nice. So check it out, renegadesummit.com, right? Is that it?
Yeah, man.
All right, yeah, go
And
check it out.
you can see clips of New York. Like even if you don't, if you're not sure, if you just want to see clips of the New York one, you go to renegadesummer.com. It's real exciting.
And it's a hell of a deal. It's like what, $97 you're charging
And
for
so,
this?
I try to keep it cheap, man. So like
Yeah.
I try to keep it cheap. So we just get people out, man. You know, a lot of people told me it was their first seminar ever, and now they want to start going more. And I'm like, that's you know, like we want to make money, but I try to keep my stuff. I try to do something that are affordable, just because I want more people to take advantage of it. Yeah.
All right, cool. Well,
Yeah.
thanks again, Brandon. You're the man. I'll talk to you again this weekend. And yeah, good. Congratulations. It's been awesome just seeing your.
Oh, same to you, man. Yeah. You fucking 5x your YouTube subscribers. So that's an accomplishment last time we talked, because it was around this time last year, man. So that's awesome.
All right.
All right,
Take care,
man.
man.
Peace.